Good morning. It's time to have another ESL lesson. This will be ESL lesson number 8. ESL number 8 in this series, and today we're going to do some adverbios de frecuencia. Use some words that has to do with frequency, and let me give you some of them, see what they are. They are always, usually, generally, often, sometimes, rarely, seldom, hardly ever, never. Adverbs expressing time. Okay, always. I always brush my teeth after I eat. I always shave more than once a week. Always, I like to do ESL lessons. Usually, I'm up in the morning. I'm usually up in the morning before lunch. Before lunchtime, usually, I drive my car very slowly so I don't get a ticket. Usually, and Spanish normalmente, and then generally, generalmente, it's almost pure Spanish there, generally, generalmente, very close. And then often I can't find my shoes in the mornings. Often, a menudo in español, a menudo. Okay, often, and then sometimes. Sometimes I sing on key. Sometimes, a veces canta muy bien. Sometimes. And then rarely, or seldom, pocas veces, raras veces. I rarely go for a walk. I rarely do enough exercise. Seldom do I do enough exercise. And then hardly ever, casi nunca, I hardly ever run. Mostly, hardly ever I run. It's more like this last one, nunca. Oh, English, do English, yes, English, this is English class. Never, I never run. I never run. And then never is nunca, I nunca. Let's go over those one more time. Repeat them with me. Always, usually, generally, often, sometimes, rarely or seldom, hardly ever, and then never. And these are written in Spanish right next to them. That would help you to remember them. And then the next box is sometimes I work at night. Sometimes. A veces trabajo por noche. Okay. Sometimes I work at night. A veces trabajo por la noche. Sometimes. Let's see. How often do you play chess? How often do you play chess? Okay, chess is a game. There they have a little picture of a chess game. And ajedrez, rara vez, juego al ajedrez. Okay, how often do you play chess? Not very often. How often does John drive his car? How often does John drive his car? Con qué frecuencia maneja John su auto? Well, he drives it every day because he works, and then Saturdays he goes shopping, and Sunday he goes to church. He drives his car. How often does John drive his car? Every day he drives his car. Okay. How often are they late for work? How often are they late for work? Question. ¿Con qué frecuencia llegan tarde al trabajo? Okay. They are never late for work. They are never late for work. Nunca llega tarde al trabajo. Nunca llegaron tarde al trabajo. Okay. There's another word. How often does John drive his car? He often drives his car. A menudo maneja su auto. Often. He drives it a lot. Oh, a menudo is often. Yeah, okay. That's what it is. Often. Okay, then there's some other adverbs talking about time. Excuse me. Okay, and it's once. Once, una vez. And there's a once a day. It can be once a week, once a month, once a year. And day is dia, week is semana, month is mes, and year is año. Okay, and twice it is dos veces. Twice a day, twice a week, twice a month, twice a year. And then another phrase that's used a lot, 3 times. 3 times a day, 3 times a week, 3 times a month, 3 times a year. And then there's many times a day, many times a week, many times a month, many times a year. Okay, one more time. Once, twice, 3 times, many times. And then we can say a day or a week or a month or a year. She eats fish twice a week. She eats fish twice a week. Ella come pescado 2 veces a día, or semana. Semana is more normal, más normal. She eats fish twice a week. She eats fish twice a month. Could be twice a year, would not be very often. Okay. I take this tablet 3 times a day. I take this tablet 3 times a day. I take, toma esta pastilla 3 veces al día. Must be a serious problem. Okay, do you like my little fish down there? There's my little fish. It was much colorful than what was in the book. My chest set. Okay, always, always, siempre. Let's move this over here someplace. Okay. Let's look at the little chubby boy, and he is sometimes, he's very, 2 or enough. Very, muy, he's muy gordo, he's very fat. Okay, and then you can say, well, he's too fat. He's too fat. Okay, remember there's just a T-O, and then there's a T-O-O. T-O-O is the one is demasiado, demasiado. He's too fat. And he has had enough food, enough, suficientemente, suficientemente. It's a lot of syllables for just enough, suficientemente in Spanish. Okay, that's enough of that little fat guy. We'll leave him alone. Okay, here's some more. Putting the adverbs and the adjectives together. This film is very interesting. Very, adverb and adjective, interesting. Okay, la película es muy interesante. La película es muy interesante. The film is very interesting. The film is very interesting. And then we have the film, we have she speaks very slowly. Phone working. She speaks very slowly. Very plus the adverbial expression. She speaks very slowly. Ella habla muy despacio. She speaks very slowly. Ella habla muy despacio. The next box. I'm never home before 7. I am never at home before 7. Nunca estoy en casa antes de las 7. Okay. He always gets up early. Él siempre se levanta temprano. He always gets up early. He's never home before 7. He's not home before 7. Okay. He's never home before 7. Okay. That can mean a couple things, but anyway, we'll stick with the text. I'm never home before 7. Okay. He always gets up early. All right. Another box. Enough. Okay. If you drink, is your drink cold enough? Is your drink cold enough? ¿Está tu bebido lo suficientemente fría? Is your drink cold enough? Is it cold enough? Okay, we have an adjective and then the adverb. Is your drink cold enough? Suficientemente fría. Okay, and then you don't work hard enough. You don't work hard enough. No trabajas lo suficientemente duro. Okay, they have enough time. Ellos tienen suficiente tiempo. They have enough time to get the job done. They have enough time. Enough. Suficiente. And then, is there enough milk in the fridge? Is there enough milk in the fridge? Hay suficiente leche en el refrigerador. Suficiente leche. Is there enough milk? Is there enough milk in the fridge? And then there's this cell phone is too expensive. This cell phone is too expensive. Este celular es demasiado caro. Este celular es demasiado caro. Okay, and then my mother works too hard. My mother works too hard. Mi madre trabaja demasiado duro. Mi madre trabaja demasiado duro. That's enough for this page. We're going to go to the next page. Stay tuned. It's going to be here, coming up right away. Okay, we've got, looks like just about 3 words here that we're going to work with to finish up the lesson. It's and, or, but. Okay, and or, in Spanish it's really easy. We just use the Y, un Y, to represent and for or, we just use one letter, and the letter is O. Okay, they are Paula and Steve. They are Paula and Steve. Asking the question, who are those people over there? And you say, they are Paula and Steve. Son Paula y Steve. And then, I am at home and she is at work. Okay, same phrase, same sentence. I am at home and she is at work. I am at home and she is at work. Estoy en casa y ella está en el trabajo. Estoy en casa and ella está en el trabajo. Oh, the man is staying home and the woman's going out to work. Oh, that's good news. Stay home and watch TV all day. Okay, and take lots of naps. Especially for people that's old. Okay, and one more. Do you prefer sugar or honey? Do you prefer sugar or honey? ¿Prefieres azúcar o miel? O miel. Practice with the or o. Do you prefer sugar or honey? And then I have a picture of, there's a picture of sugar and honey. And there's a picture of a lady working, actually looks like she's working at her home. And then there's a hard decision to make on this next one. I like vegetables, but I don't like fish. I like vegetables, but I don't like fish. Me gustan las verduras, pero no me gusta el pescado. Okay. Oh, I lost my fish. Fish was on the other lesson. But I do have vegetables and pastel and cake. She doesn't live in California, but in Nevada. She doesn't live in California, but in Nevada. Okay? Ella no vive en California, sino en Nevada. But es sino en Nevada. Ella no vive en California, sino en Nevada. She doesn't live in California, but in Nevada. Okay, we've got this all done. The last page was very short, but we are done with the lesson. So again, I say the Lord bless you and keep you, and make His face shine upon you and give you peace. Amen.